Hello everyone, welcome to the new focus group webinar. In this community learning series, we usually discuss about integrating Zoho applications with Zoho CRM and how they can help you get the most out of your Zoho ecosystem. In today's session, we'll walk you through the integration of Zoho Forms with Zoho CRM to automate the process of adding data to your Zoho CRM modules. I am Samhita from Zoho Forms and I'll be presenting this session. We have a panel of experts from both Zoho Forms and CRM alongside to answer all your questions. So drop your questions in the Q&A section in your left pane to have all your questions answered about today's topic. We have pre-recorded this session to avoid any technical difficulties. If you still come across any technical glitches, do inform us in the chat so that we try and rectify them as soon as possible. Some housekeeping information before we get started. Audio is available through your computer and all the attendees are muted. You can ask your questions through the questions interface on your left. So today, we'll first see a basic introduction to Zoho Forms. Then we'll understand the need for integrating Zoho Forms with Zoho CRM, following which we'll take you through the syncing process between the two applications with the demo. And we'll wrap up with a Q&A session. So before we get into the details of this integration, let's first understand what Zoho Forms is. Zoho Forms is a no-code online form builder with a simple drag and drop interface that helps you collect data using web forms and offline mobile form apps for both Android and iOS. So with Zoho Forms, you can eliminate a lot of paperwork and automate many workflows. It lets you collect data and allows you to transfer that data to backend apps via useful integrations so that you and your teams can collaborate, analyze that data, and make further decisions. So here is the list of some of the services that Zoho Forms can be integrated with. It can be integrated with CRM, Salesforce, Zoho Desk, Zoho Sheets, Zoho Campaigns, and more than 1,000 apps using Zoho Flow and Zapier. In this session, we are going to focus only on Zoho Forms and Zoho CRM integration. So let's first understand why you should even go for this integration. Now, assume you own an apparel store and you use Zoho CRM to keep track of all of your customer profiles in one place to differentiate and evaluate your customer data and improve your productivity and customer satisfaction. So you do this by adding interested customers to your Zoho CRM account as leads. Normally, you would do this manually by entering each prospect's information into the leads module of Zoho CRM by clicking that Create Lead button and entering their details like name, phone, email, company, and so on. But to do this each time you have a new prospect can feel pretty monotonous and time-consuming. So what if you could just automate this tedious process of typing in the details each time? All you'll have to do is simply create a form and integrate it with Zoho CRM. So when your prospects fill out this form and submit, the data is automatically captured into the leads module of your Zoho CRM account. So by integrating Zoho Forms with Zoho CRM, your business can automate data collection and storage in a centralized customer information repository. And not just this, say a month later, you want to update this information of your customers and get their consent on the updated privacy policy of your company. Again, you just simply create a form, pre-populate your customer data from Zoho CRM and integrate it with Zoho CRM such that the existing records of your customer get updated on form submission. This will ensure that you do not create multiple records and redundant details for the same customer. So with this integration, you can establish a two-way interaction between Zoho Forms and Zoho CRM, and you can add a new record in Zoho CRM when a new form entry is received. You can add form entries to a related list associated with the new record pushed. You can trigger certain actions in Zoho CRM when the form entries are pushed. You can pre-fill forms with data from Zoho CRM, and you can even update existing records in Zoho CRM using your form. Here you can have a look at the standard and custom modules of Zoho CRM that are supported for this integration. So the standard modules include leads, contacts, accounts, potentials, campaigns, cases, solutions, products, price books, vendors, events, tasks, and calls, and all of the custom modules in your Zoho CRM are supported for this integration. Before we begin with the integration, let's first build a form in Zoho Forms. Here is a sneak peek at the steps to create a form in Zoho Forms. We will see how you can build a form in real time now. Firstly, you'll just have to log into your Zoho Forms account. Under the My Forms tab, click New Form. You can choose your form type to be either standard or card. The standard form type shows multiple fields on a page, whereas the card type shows just one field on a page. So for this session, I'm going for the standard form type, and I'm giving my form title as registration form and create. So here we just drag and drop some fields onto the form builder, and you can customize your form either from scratch or from the pre-built themes that are available in our themes gallery. So this is how your form builder is going to look, and you can do a lot with this form builder. And for this session, now that we've built our form, we will look at how we can integrate it with Zoho CRM. So this is a summary of the steps to integrate your form with Zoho CRM to push a new record. You'll have to go to the integrations tab, just like how you went to the themes tab. And you can select Zoho CRM there, choose your module and layout you wish to push your data into, and lastly, map the required fields. And before we get into the details of each step here, I'd like to tell you that while pushing form data to your Zoho CRM, you can choose to trigger the following actions in the CRM. These actions let you automate your everyday tasks in Zoho CRM, such as triggering email notifications, assigning tasks, sending CRM records for approval processes, and a lot more. You can even add tags in your web forms to easily filter and find the CRM record that you want. Let's look at what each action does in Zoho CRM in a little detail when a new record is pushed on a form submission. When you enable automation and process management, it'll trigger workflow rules that were configured in CRM based on certain conditions, and also triggers blueprint, command center, approval processes, and review processes. With the attachments option, you can push attachments like signatures, documents, or images from your form to your Zoho CRM module. This will be useful when you have important documents like agreements, invoices, and signatures of your clients that can be saved in your CRM account. When you enable the approval action, the form data will be pushed to CRM but will not be added to your CRM module directly unless you approve it. You will have the option to push only the data that you want to add to your Zoho CRM account, and any spam entries could be discarded. You also have an option to capture the Google Click identifier. If you have your CRM linked with Google AdWords, then this would help in capturing the click details of your Google ads. All you'll have to do is follow the instructions given in this dialog box, paste the script provided in your web page, and the click details will be sent to your CRM account. You also have this upsert record option. With this option, you'll be able to update a record in Zoho CRM if it already exists, and if not, a new record will be created. Note that only the fields that were configured with the property do not allow duplicate values in the respective module of your Zoho CRM will be displayed in the upsert record option for selection in Zoho Forms. Lastly, by enabling the assignment rules, you can trigger the assignment rules configured in Zoho CRM, and the tag record action lets you add a tag name to the records that are pushed to Zoho CRM from Zoho Forms. Now we'll look at each step of this integration in detail. So here, just navigate to the integrations tab, and under Zoho CRM, click integrate. Now I'm going to select the leads module and the standard layout. I'm going to map some fields like my company, the last name, and add some more fields, email, and phone. So this is how you map your fields. And let's map just one more field. You can map your UTM parameters if you've enabled UTM tracking for your form. Set some fields as mandatory. And for this session, I'm not going to trigger any actions in Zoho CRM. And you click that integrate button. Now let's see if the integration is working. So this is an event registration form filled in for Rebecca John, and we hit that submit button. And then we go to the Zoho CRM account, and here we see the new record for Rebecca John added as a lead right here on our home page. So now let's get into the leads module for more details. Here you can see the list of all the leads that have been added and the one that we've pushed through our form just now. So this is how you push a new record to Zoho CRM automatically using your form. Now, if you want to add certain additional details associated with the form entries like notes, tasks, or events, you can push them to Zoho CRM along with each new entry to a related list. For example, you can add an event to a related list associated with a lead. So here we just go to the related list tab and we select the leads module. So for today, let's have our related list as notes. So I'm going to map my form fields with Zoho CRM. So I'm going to map the note content with the content of preferred slot. So the content we select for preferred slot in our form has to get pushed into our note content as the related list. So here we have the registration form which is integrated with Zoho CRM to add a new record and also to push the response for preferred slot to the related list notes associated with that record, both at the same time. So let's fill in the details for Elizabeth Parker with the preferred slot as afternoon and submit. Let's check if the preferred slot afternoon has been pushed along with the new record Elizabeth Parker in the notes. Let's get into Elizabeth Parker. And yes, this is the new record created for Elizabeth Parker and afternoon has been added under notes. So this way you can add a new record and a related list associated with it in Zoho CRM at the same time. So to pre-fill your form fields with data from Zoho CRM or to update the existing data in Zoho CRM using a form, you will have to add the Zoho CRM field to your form. Now, before we get into the details of pre-filling form fields and updating existing records in CRM, we will look at what the Zoho CRM field is and what it does. So Zoho CRM field is a lookup field that is available in your advanced fields section of the form builder, and it helps you fetch the data from a Zoho CRM module and pre-fill your form fields. For example, if your respondents search for a particular Zoho CRM record using a unique key, such as the last name, when the last name is found in Zoho CRM, all the mapped values in Zoho CRM field setup will be auto-filled into your form fields. So here, the last name that we are looking for in Zoho CRM is Darcy. And once the details associated with Darcy are fetched from the CRM, the first name, phone, and the email address of Darcy are automatically filled with the data fetched from Zoho CRM. The user can further modify these auto-filled values and fill out the other form fields. Please note that the Zoho CRM field will be automatically disabled in publicly shared forms to protect the privacy of your customer data. So here is the list of steps to follow to set up your Zoho CRM field in the form. Now let's look at each of these steps in detail. So here we have a simple contact us form. To pre-fill this form, we need a lookup field to fetch data from Zoho CRM. So we add a Zoho CRM field and select the leads module from which we want to fetch data. Let's have email as our lookup field to fetch data associated with the chosen email address. Enable the option to map the fields, and then we map the form fields that we wish to pre-fill with the Zoho CRM fields. So here I'm mapping the company, the first name, the last name, and one more field, which is phone. And we save. I'm simply gonna change the field name to email so that the users don't get confused with the name Zoho CRM. Now let's check how prefill works. For this, I am gonna simply take the email address of an existing lead from my Zoho CRM account and put it on our lookup field. So here is the email address associated with Christopher, and I'm simply gonna copy this and paste it here in our Zoho CRM field and search for the details. So once the data associated with this email address is fetched, all those form fields that we have mapped while configuring the Zoho CRM field are pre-filled. So this was about pre-filling fields from the Zoho Forms end. Now let's look at pre-filling data from the Zoho CRM's end. To integrate your Zoho CRM with Zoho Forms from the Zoho CRM account, you'll have to go to your Zoho CRM setup, marketplace, Zoho, and here you scroll down to find Zoho Forms. So here, enable the pre-population of data toggle switch. If you do not have a Zoho Forms account, a new one will be created automatically upon this integration. Now, to share a link of the pre-filled form to your customers via email, you can either select multiple leads and click send email to send a mass email, such as subscription emails to all the selected leads. For this, you will have to create an email template. For this session, we are not going to create a template. We will just select one lead. So I'm gonna select Elizabeth Parker as my lead and click that send email button. In the compose email section, I click the insert forms link and we choose a form from the drop down list. I'm choosing the contact us form here. A link to the pre-filled form automatically gets filled up here. This is a private form link. We add the text to display, which serves as a hyperlink to your form now. So maybe we just type and click here as the hyperlink and hit insert. So I'm going to add in a subject and maybe a little more content in our email message to add some context. And click send. So this lead will receive the email with a link to the pre-filled form. Now let's look at how you can update existing records in Zoho CRM. So here we have a form to update the customer details. For updating existing records, you need to add the Zoho CRM field to your form. We have email as the lookup field to fetch data from Zoho CRM. Now we navigate to the integrations tab. And here we click Zoho CRM and then go to update record section. The module, layout, and lookup selection you chose while configuring the Zoho CRM field in your form will be auto-populated. Now map the Zoho CRM fields that you wish to update with the corresponding Zoho Forms fields. Here we are going to update phone and company details, so we are only going to map those fields. And save this integration. Now let's check if this is working. So I'm copying the email address of an existing lead, which is Elizabeth Parker's email address, and I'm trying to fetch the data associated with it on my form. So once the data is pre-filled, I'm going to change the phone number and the company. And company as well and hit that submit button. Now let's check if the details are updated. You will just have to hard refresh this page. So yes, the phone and the company details are updated, and this is how the integration to update existing records in your Zoho CRM works. Now let's take a look at some of the best practices that you can incorporate for a seamless integration. If you change any of the properties of a Zoho CRM field that is mapped in this integration, make sure the change does not affect this integration. So this is our Zoho CRM account, and say we mark the email field as required. Now for the integration to work, you want your respondent to give in the email address. So to ensure that a response is given before the form is submitted for this field, make sure you mark this as mandatory. Just in case if this is not marked as mandatory and the respondent fails to provide an input for the email field, the integration may fail. The next practice is to configure to receive an email alert if the integration fails. If you configure this setting, an email alert will be triggered on the first occurrence of the integration failure every 24 hours. So for this, you just navigate to the integrations tab here. And once you have integrated your form with Zoho CRM successfully, you will see an option to set alert here on the top right corner. You just have to click this and configure the email alert template. So up until now, if you've been using the field alias settings in your Zoho Forms account to pre-fill your form fields with your Zoho CRM data, you don't have to do this any longer. You can just simply use the Zoho CRM field and pre-fill your Zoho CRM data into your form fields. Now, in your Zoho CRM account, you may be using tags to filter records, to create reports based on specific tags, or to let your sales team know which clients to give priority to. So don't skip tagging for the CRM records that are added via your forms. The tags can be set to be automatically captured during the form submission. All you have to do is to simply enable this checkbox to tag records while you integrate your form with Zoho CRM. For example, in a form where the lead chooses the reason for approaching you as free demo, the answer chosen will be pushed to Zoho CRM as a tag to the record. Another practice while integrating to update existing Zoho CRM records is to enable the do not overwrite empty values option to avoid overwriting existing field values in Zoho CRM with empty field values from a form submission. If you change the form ownership that is integrated with Zoho CRM to a different user, ensure that the new form owner has the permissions required for the integrated module in Zoho CRM. We have reached the end of this session, so let's summarize what we have seen today. We have seen a basic introduction to Zoho Forms and its integrations. Then we have seen why you should consider integrating Zoho Forms with Zoho CRM. And then we have seen in detail about adding a new record to a Zoho CRM module. You have seen about adding a related list along with the pushed record in Zoho CRM. Then we have seen pre-filling form fields using the Zoho CRM field from the Zoho Forms end and also from the Zoho CRM's end. And lastly, we have seen about updating existing records in Zoho CRM using a form. So do try this integration and let us know if you face any difficulties while integrating. Make sure you post your feedback in Zoho community about this integration.